Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. Today we are here to discuss last topics of unit number 11 gaseous exchange. Your biology teacher Madam Farzana Suhail here. Dear students, in today's lecture we are going to discuss some respiratory disorders. Respiratory disorders are the disorders of the breathing system. The breathing system disorder or respiratory disorder first which we are going to study here is bronchitis. When the lining of the bronchi and bronchioles become inflamed or infected, this condition is called bronchitis. If you remember the structure of the breathing system, it was divided into two parts. The first part was known as air passageway, whereas the second part was known as lungs. Air passageway was having two important parts, that was bronchi and bronchioles. This is actually the disease of these two parts, that are bronchi and bronchioles. Inflammation or swelling or infection takes place in this important part of the air passageway. Bronchitis reduces the amount of air that can flow and causes formation of mucus. Naturally, if swelling has been taken place in the bronchi or bronchioles, the amount of air that can pass through it cannot pass, and the amount of air is going to be reduced in the body. Here we are having the causes of bronchitis. It is caused by viruses, bacteria, and their particles that irritate the bronchial tubules. Now dear students, let's study about the conditions which are present in the bronchitis. Short-term bronchitis resolves without treatment in 2 weeks. If the conditions do not improve, the patient is given medicines. Antibiotics are used when bronchitis is due to bacteria infection. We have studied about the causes of bronchitis, so if it is because of bacteria, then antibiotics are given. When bronchitis is due to viral infection, antiviral medicines are used. Coughing helps to remove irritants from the bronchi. In some cases, inhalers are also given, which reduces the swelling for the time being, and patient feels relaxed. Dear students, here we are having the second respiratory disorder, which is called emphysema. In front of you there are two diagrams. In the first diagram, we are having a normal alveoli. Alveoli is the part of the air passageway with the help of which exchange of gases takes place between the blood and the lungs. So in the first diagram, we are having normal alveoli, whereas the diagram which is present parallel to it, the alveoli of the patient of emphysema is shown. You can see that the alveoli are damaged. So by looking at the diagram, you can have an idea that emphysema is the respiratory disorder of the alveoli. Let's study emphysema in detail. This is severe type of lung disorder. In it, due to extensive cough, the walls of the alveoli are damaged. Let's study about the causes of emphysema. Environmental pollution can cause emphysema. Cigarette smoke is the most common cause of this disease. Now let's study about the effects of emphysema. The effects of emphysema are permanent and irreversible. However, if smoking is stopped, further damage might be reduced. The basic reason behind emphysema is cigarette smoke. So if it is stopped, further damage because of emphysema can be stopped, but the damage which has been taken place is irreversible. Now dear students, we are having the next respiratory disorder, which is called pneumonia. With the help of the diagram, you can again see a normal alveoli and the alveoli of the patient who is suffering from pneumonia. Here it is labeled fluid filling air spaces. Air spaces are actually the alveoli, and this fluid is the pus which is present in the alveoli of pneumonia patient. Whereas on the other side we are having normal alveoli. So pneumonia again is a respiratory disorder of the alveoli. Now dear students, here we are having the detail of pneumonia. Pneumonia is an inflammation in lungs due to infection in the alveoli. Due to this disease, the alveoli is filled with pus. Here we are having the causes of pneumonia. It is caused because of bacteria, viruses, or fungi. Here we are having the symptoms of pneumonia. Its symptoms are cold, upper respiratory infections like sneezing, sore throat or cough. This is called upper respiratory infections. These are followed by high fever, shaking chills. Shaking chills means kampna, and cough with sputum. Now we are having the next respiratory disorder, which is called asthma. In our day-to-day language, we also call it asthma or dama. Here we are having the diagram of asthma. We can see in this diagram, we are having a normal episode of an individual. Whereas the diagram in front of it, we are having the air passageway of an asthma patient. By looking at the diagram, you must have got an idea that what happens in asthma or asthma. Let's study it in detail. Asthma is the inflammation in the walls of the bronchi and bronchioles. Again, here the swelling takes place in the bronchi and bronchioles. During an attack of the asthma, the walls of the bronchi and bronchioles swell and their inner passage is reduced. As the inner passage is going to be reduced, naturally the amount of air which can pass through it, that will be less as compared to a normal individual. It results in shortness of breath. Now let's move towards the symptoms of asthma. The patient experiences recurring attacks of shortness of breath, wheezing, coughing and chest tightness. वीजिंग मीन्स उसकी खांसी से या उसके सीने से सीटी की तरह की आवाज़ निकलती है. कफ, खांसी, चेस्ट टाइटनेस, उसको जकड़न महसूस होती है अपने सीने में. Now here we are having the reasons of asthma. Allergens like pollens, cold, smoke or other chemicals in the air. Different patients of asthma are having different reasons behind it. Some of the patients are sensitive to pollens, some are sensitive to cold or warm temperature, smoke or other chemicals in the air. Now let's move towards the treatment. Bronchodilators are given in the form of inhalers. Inhalers are prescribed by the doctors. With the help of inhalers, the tightness in the air passageway can be reduced for time being. Now we are moving towards the last respiratory disorder, which is called lung cancer. Dear students, in front of you we are having a diagram of two types of lungs. Over one side we are having a normal lung, whereas over the other side we are having the lung of a cigarette smoker, and we can say that this is the lung which is suffering from cancer. By looking at the diagram, you must have got an idea that how much harmful this lung cancer is for the patient. Let's study lung cancer in detail. Lung cancer is also a respiratory disease which is more common in men than in women, because men are more exposed to smoking as compared to female or women. Now let's move towards the causes. The most common causes are smoking, industrial carcinogens and air pollution. Radiations and viral infections can also cause lung cancer. Cigarette smoke contains about 69 known carcinogens, which is the main cause of lung cancer. Now let's move towards the symptoms. Cough with sputum, breathlessness and pleural chest pain. In its early stage, it doesn't show any symptoms. In advanced stage, it is very painful and incurable and becomes fatal. Now, let's move towards the treatment of lung cancer. The patient of lung cancer is given one or more treatments, including surgery. The infected part of the lung is removed surgically, chemotherapy, and radiation therapy. Now dear students, let's move towards question answer session. Question number 1 is, what is the difference between bronchitis and pneumonia? You have studied about bronchitis and pneumonia. Now you are going to describe the differences between these two types of respiratory disorder. Question number 2. What are the symptoms of emphysema and lung cancer? Thank you dear students for being here with me. Allah Hafiz.